Hi, my name is Bob Emery, and on behalf of the entire University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston community, I'd like to welcome you to our institution. Our university is committed to maintaining a safe and healthy working and learning environment for all of our students, faculty, staff, and surrounding community. Our safety mission is simple: help people so that they go home each day as safe and as healthy as when they arrived. Achieving this goal requires your active participation. Every workplace contains some inherent hazards. Examples include the use of powered equipment, the handling and moving of materials, and climbing our stairs or ladders. Individuals need to be aware of these hazards so that simple measures can usually be employed to prevent injuries. The advanced biomedical, academic, and research activities carried out at UTHealth sometimes require the use of potentially hazardous agents and materials. Examples include sources of radiation, potentially infectious materials, and chemicals. With such a diversity of potential hazard sources, students and employees need to exercise extra caution during their day-to-day activities. First, let's talk about your rights and responsibilities as an employee of UTHealth. UTHealth has a responsibility to maintain a workplace that's free from recognized hazards. This is a basic right of every individual, and the university takes this responsibility very seriously. Specific rights include providing you with information about possible exposures in the workplace, ready access to safety information, training on workplace hazards and protective measures, and the knowledge of where to go for assistance. As a member of the UTHealth community, you're responsible for conducting your activities in ways which are consistent with established safety rules and guidelines. And remember, all the training and protective equipment in the world is useless unless it's used and applied properly, and you're the person in complete control of that. The potential workplace hazards at UTHealth can generally be classified into four main categories: physical, chemical, radiation, and biological. Let's take a moment to explore each in a little more detail. Physical hazards include a variety of potential sources of injury that can stem from the use of or release of energy. Examples include fires, slips, trips, and falls, lifting, pushing and pulling, electrical power, compressed gases, and mechanical operations such as cutting or grinding. Many of these physical hazards exist in facility and maintenance operations, and if you work in this area, special training and work permits will be provided to address these risks. Physical hazards can also be encountered in the office environment when someone tries to move a load that's too heavy or attempts to reach the top shelf by climbing on an unstable chair. Injuries stemming from these actions can be just as devastating, and special care must be taken to prevent injury. Taking the extra moment to get someone to help with a heavy load or to get a proper step stool can make the difference between a simple task and a significant injury. A wide variety of potentially hazardous chemicals can be encountered throughout UTHealth. Their use is not limited to the research laboratory and can include chemicals used in cleaning operations, maintenance activities, and everyday office functions. The Hazard Communication Act requires that employees who are exposed to potentially hazardous chemicals must be provided with information and training on safety precautions for routine operations and foreseeable emergencies. Safety information can be found on documents called safety data sheets, or SDSs. The chemical manufacturer provides the SDS, which contains information on the chemical's hazardous characteristics, incompatible materials, proper protective measures, and how to respond in emergencies. These forms are readily available online. If you have any difficulty locating these important documents, contact your supervisor or environmental health and safety for assistance. Your supervisor will have the appropriate phone number. Remember, it's your right to be provided with this important safety information, and you shouldn't be shy about obtaining it. If you're working in a research or clinical lab, or your job involves work with other types of chemicals, you will receive more in-depth training on chemical safety in either an online workplace training seminar or Environmental Health and Safety's Clinical and Laboratory Safety course. Please contact your supervisor or Environmental Health and Safety for further information on this training. Sources of radiation in the form of radionuclide tracers and X-ray machines can also be encountered throughout UTHealth. Individuals working with these sources will receive specialized instruction through Environmental Health and Safety's Basic Radiation Safety course. If you don't normally work with sources of radiation and see a radiation warning posting on the door of a lab or clinic, be sure to contact the researcher or clinician before you enter to ensure that all sources are in a safe and secured position. A variety of biological agents are present within UTHealth, and some agents are purposely cultured for specific research studies and are readily identifiable, whereas others may not be so obvious and can be carried in specimens such as human blood containing hepatitis and HIV, human cell lines, or tissues. Individuals working directly with known or suspected infectious biological agents will receive specialized health and safety training in Environmental Health and Safety's Clinical and Laboratory Safety course. A special note is warranted regarding biological hazards. UTHealth maintains a 24-hour-a-day hotline for the reporting of exposures to blood and other biological agents. It's very important for any individual who experiences a needle stick, cut, splash, or other such exposure to clean the wound thoroughly and to report the event. Stickers with the appropriate reporting hotline number will be provided to you for attachment to your ID badge. If you haven't received a sticker, let your supervisor or UT Employee Health know and one will be provided to you. Environmental Health and Safety maintains a regular surveillance program of workplaces throughout UTHealth to help individuals maintain their workplaces as safe as possible. And with a campus as large as ours, this is a monumental task. That's why it's so important for each person to understand their role in maintaining the workplace as safe as possible. Finally, let me describe the steps that should be taken in the event of a fire, injury, or possible exposure to a hazardous substance. In the event you see smoke or flames or smell something burning, immediately notify your coworkers and call UT Police at 911 from a safe location. You can activate the fire alarm system by pulling the nearest pull station, which are strategically located at the emergency stairwell exits. Before leaving the area of the fire, if at all possible, please close any doors, as this will help contain the flames, and then quickly proceed to the nearest exit. In any emergency situation, primary attention should be given to life-saving activities first, but it's most important to make sure that you're safe before attempting to assist others. You don't want to make a bad situation worse by endangering yourself. Professional emergency assistance can be obtained by calling UT Police at 911. After immediate first aid or emergency medical care is provided, it's extremely important to ensure that the incident is reported to the supervisor. At UTHealth, a first report of injury form should be completed anytime a workplace injury or exposure occurs. This reporting mechanism is for the protection of both the individual and the institution and greatly aids in the timely processing of workers' compensation claims. In some instances, complications can arise from apparently simple injuries, and if unreported, the further processing and filing of claims can become extremely difficult due to not initially reporting the injury. For major emergency injuries or accidents, individuals should be transported by trained personnel to the nearest emergency room. But for most minor injuries and accidents, the University of Texas Health Services Clinic can be accessed. UT Health Services is the employee health service of the Health Science Center and is located in the University Center Tower on the 16th floor. UT Health Services is where you submitted your employee health questionnaire and possibly received initial employment vaccination updates. The physicians and nurse practitioners that staff UT Employee Health Services are specifically trained to evaluate, treat, and prevent workplace injuries and illnesses and will be happy to care for you. The University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston maintains a strong commitment to providing a safe and healthy working and learning environment for all of its employees, students, visitors, and surrounding community. With your help, we will be able to work together to achieve this goal.